Multilingual translation touches every stage of a medtech product's lifecycle, and every mistranslation carries real risk. From IFUs and packaging during development to brochures, website, tender files after launch, your international marketing success depends on getting translations right. Yet, most medtech companies still outsource this work at premium rates, often to agencies that quietly run your content through the same machine translation tools you could use yourself. The result? Hefty invoices, inconsistent terminology, and limited control over quality. There is a better way. With the right workflow, a confirmed glossary, and disciplined execution, your in-house team can handle multilingual translation with equal or better accuracy at a fraction of the cost. This two-part series walks you through the complete process. In part 1, we cover the foundational workflow, scoping, glossary creation, source optimization, and writing standards. In part 2, we tackle translation engines, layout, and export. Let's geek out and do the impossible. Translation is not a market-only concern. R&D, regulatory affairs, marketing, and technical support all contribute to and depend on translated content. The stakes are high. MDR requires that devices include information in the official languages of each EU member state where they are marketed. Unmanaged translation workflow generates redundant work, retranslation cycles, and inflated agency fees. Inconsistent terminology confuses healthcare professionals, distributors, and regulators alike. A structured translation workflow gives you control over all three. Step 1. Define the scope of translation. Start every product cycle by answering these three questions. Which documents need translation? IFUs, labels, marketing collaterals, tendering files. How many languages are required? By when? Align these answers with your business objectives and regulatory obligations. Step 2. Extract and confirm your glossary. Terminological consistency is the backbone of accurate translation. Build glossaries by referencing existing products, including competitor materials, and log in translations for every key term. Step 3. Optimize source content. Engineers, regulatory specialists, and marketeers all write source materials. Establish consistent standard of clarity across the team so that every document is translation ready before it reaches the translation engine. Step 4. Run AI-augmented translation. Feed your optimized source content and confirmed glossary into a translation engine. Machine translation accelerates the process, but manual proofreading remains essential. Step 5. Layout and export. Place translated content into layout templates with preserved paragraph and text styles. These techniques can save hours of formatting work. As a product manager or project coordinator, your first task is to map out what needs translation, into which languages, and what timeline. According to MDR Language Requirements for Manufacturers, Revision 3, August 2025, all devices must include labels, instructions for use, and related information in the official language of the EU member state where the device is marketed or used. Here are some key questions to address early. Market strategy. Which countries will you enter? Do those markets require translations for all document types or only regulatory materials? Distribution input. Will your German distributor accept an IFU without German translation, even if regulators do not require one? Phasing. Do you need all 27 languages on day 1, or can some follow in later updates? Will phased releases affect packaging, labels, or registrations in other markets? Plan thoroughly and plan early. Decisions made at this stage ripple through every subsequent steps. A glossary is an alphabetical list of terms specific to your product and domain, accompanied by approved translations in each target language. It is the single most important tool for translation consistency. There are several categories of glossaries to consider. Product name, also known as common or usual name FDA or device name EU MDR, IVDR. This is a standard descriptive name that identifies what the device is without branding or marketing language. Product names typically appear on packaging and labels, often with translations in multiple languages. Nomenclature. This refers to the system of names used within your technical domain. In Medtech, nomenclature covers specific device components such as levers, knobs, and buttons, and specialized terms such as staple height, firing, and scan. Translation engines infer meaning from context, which is generally helpful. But in Medtech documents, a given term must carry one consistent meaning across all contexts. Glossaries eliminate ambiguity by locking each term to its approved translation. For example, the verb scan in French for intro scanner translates as numeriser or digitize, not the more common scanner. Without a locked glossary, a translation engine will alter between options, creating inconsistency. In surgical contexts, fire can mean the action of activating a stapler, like firing a stapler, or the count of activations, like number of firings. You must specify whether fire functions as a verb or a noun in each instance. The most efficient approach is to reference existing products, including competitor materials. Consistent terminology helps your target audience transition to your products more quickly. There's no disadvantage in aligning with established industry terms. Some glossary terms translate into confusing or ambiguous equivalents in target languages. Use AI to flag ambiguous terms. Identify and replace these terms before translation begins. Write a prompt that checks whether each glossary entry translates clearly into all intended languages. For example, AI identified that tan and purple lack direct equivalents in many languages. Replace suggest beige and violet. AI flagged fire appearing as both a verb and noun. Suggested replacements include activate or actuate. However, because fire is a legacy term in this industry, retain it, but distinguish clearly between fire, the verb, and fire, the noun. You can extract glossary terms from competitor materials manually. Download the menu, locate the nomenclature section, copy terms one by one. But this approach is slow and incomplete. Relevant terms often appear outside the nomenclature section. AI accelerates this process significantly. Write a prompt to compare and extract bilingual glossary from English source materials and target language version. Export results as spreadsheet with columns for English term, pause, target pause, evidence, confidence, and notes. Allow manual addition of glossary entries the AI might have missed. Generate new translations that align with reference source. After pasting English and French source text into the prompt, AI identifies glossary terms with corresponding translations from the reference materials and aligns possible translations. Note: some terms may require manual translation where AI confidence is low. At this stage, you should have a spreadsheet containing approved translations in multiple languages. Before proceeding, conduct manual confirmation for quality assurance. Engage a third-party translator, a local employee, or a distribution partner to verify accuracy. This step is non-negotiable. A glossary error at this stage multiplies across every document and every language. With confirmed glossaries in hand, turn your attention to writing new documents or optimizing existing ones. Formatting contents into specific graphic and text styles is time-consuming. Provide a preset template to all contributors and mandate its use. This ensures that formatting adjustments remain minimal when content moves into translation and layout. Preset paragraph and text styles so contributors follow your standards rather than inventing their own. At least 4 heading styles. Body styles including default, bullets, number lists, tiles, tables, charts, indented. At least 1 text style for bold. Enable Show Direct Formatting Guides. Text with alter styles will be highlighted. Ensure all texts use the correct assigned styles. Use only terms from the glossary. Enforce glossary compliance across every department that contributes to source materials, R&D, regulatory affairs, marketing, and technical support. All contributors must not invent new terms. Make the glossary file readily accessible and ensure all stakeholders always reference the latest version. Many engineers duplicate warnings and cautions throughout IFUs. Repeating content beyond what regulators require does not reduce liability. It multiplies work. A single change may need to be replicated 20 or more times once translation is factored in. Simplified Technical English, formerly known as ASD-ST100, is a controlled natural language and international standard for technical documentation. It's maintained by ASD. The core STE rules are as follows. Delete non-relevant information. Technical documents often contain information that is not necessary for the end user to complete a task. Before including any content, ask, does the user need this information to complete the task? If the answer is no, remove it. Use approved words. Clear, concise writing is essential. The same word can carry different meanings for different readers, leading to ambiguous sentences that are open for interpretation. Use the STE dictionary, which contains 900 approved words to reword any unclear sentence. Keep it short. Recommended maximum sentence length is 20 words for procedural sentence and 25 words for descriptive sentences. However, even short sentence is ineffective if it contains more than one instructions or topic, particularly within a procedure. Split sentences into single points to make technical content easier to read. In procedural writing, use imperative form of the verb, limit paragraphs to a maximum of 6 sentences. STE has many benefits, such as reduce ambiguity and improve safety. STE text is significantly easier to read than conventional English, especially for non-native speakers. It eliminates regional idiosyncrasies and delivers consistent meaning for all readers. Reduce translation time and cost. Simple sentence structures and limited vocabulary make translation faster and more accurate for both human translators and machine engines. Non-STE writing frequently causes translation errors that require retranslation and delay deliverables. Case study shows that STE reduces document length by approximately 20%, directly decreasing translation costs. If these rules feel overwhelming, particularly for non-native English speakers, use AI to rewrite documents according to the STE standards while maintaining compliance with MDR regulation. The output will be noticeably clearer and simpler than the input. However, a document specialist must review the results to ensure no essential information has been altered or removed. STE was originally designed for aerospace. It may not address every Medtech specific need. Consider developing your own supplementary writing principles and saving them as reusable AI prompts. In this first part, we covered the foundational principles of successful multilingual translation for Medtech. In part 2, we will explore how to use translation engines with glossaries to translate documents into multiple languages. Then, walk through layout and export for digital and print distribution. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, save, or subscribe if you find this useful. I'll see you in the next episode.